guys, welcome back to Wildcats Sports Network. It's Colton today on a cloudy and rainy day. It is Monday, March 16th, 2020. So we'll get into the This Day in History segment. Kobe Bryant of the Los Angeles Lakers scored 65 points in a 116-111 win over the Portland Trail Blazers. 65 points sounds like a lot to me. He did have 80. But we all miss him as he passed away in January. So let me get into announcement. I'm so sorry for the long delay. It's been since Wednesday since I've uploaded. And the reason for that is last week's cancellations. They canceled March Madness. They canceled NBA, they canceled pretty much everything that anybody could think of sports-wise. And one of them being the Kentucky Derby. They have postponed it till, they think, September, which is crazy because we always think as the Kentucky Derby, rainy, spring, you know. Well, this year, there'll be leaves on the ground. And wouldn't be surprised if a horse trips over one. But, yeah, I'm not sure who's going to be in the Kentucky Derby this year, but they'll have to wait till September, which is, I guess you could say, is bad for some people. For the Churchill Downs, it'd be bad for them, but for jockeys, it'd be better because they get more practice time before the big Derby that everybody talks about. Also, the Olympics probably going to be postponed or it's going to be canceled. The Olympics is the biggest sports competition in all year. During the Olympics, they have different countries come together and play against each other. The best in sports-wise. And China, most of them have the coronavirus. U.S. has coronavirus. Italy would be terrible because almost everybody over there's probably got the coronavirus. And they've already reached over 1,000 deaths. They got 800 deaths, I think, in one day. I think that was right. And that is bad. And I feel sorry for Italy, and we'll talk more about them later. But we'll get into some stuff that was big headlines last week that I didn't get to go over. So, Rudy Gobert getting the coronavirus. Rudy Gobert, he was careless in the locker room, was touching everybody. Everybody said he had the coronavirus, but he didn't. And he was touching all the mics, so all the mics that he touched are infected with the coronavirus. That night, they were playing the Oklahoma City Thunder at Oklahoma, and a doctor runs onto the court and says, "Everybody leave. Rudy Gobert has tested positive for the coronavirus." I can only imagine what was going through everybody's minds in that arena. Just Rudy, especially Donovan Mitchell getting the coronavirus too. And so Christian Wood, and I think this might be a rumor, but Emmanuel Mudiay getting it too. I mean, it's getting bad. It really is. And just to see people go through it, especially old people, it'd be bad for them to get it. I talked about it Saturday on BBN Network. Go, please listen to that. Download every single episode because it is very cool and it's very fun to listen to. I listened to it some. I was on there. But today, also, we're going to talk about Tom Hanks also gets the coronavirus. Tom Hanks, he has played in Saving Private Ryan. He has played in Forrest Gump. He has played in Killing Lincoln. He has played in all of these movies. And he gets the coronavirus. How is he going to ever play in another movie? His wife he played in Polar Express. Can't forget about that one. Childhood favorite. But, like, it's crazy that people like this get the coronavirus. You would think that the government officials would be the most heavily protected, but not in this case. But like I would say, please stay safe. It's what I've been putting on the BBN network. Please stay safe. Please do not touch your eyes. That's what most people are getting the virus from. It's very dangerous. It is. Some might say the flu's dangerous, but both of them are deadly to elderly people. But, like, for me, I could get over it real easy. But, like, other people have different immune systems and respiratory problems that it could be bad for them to get it. So, this will wrap up segment 1. We'll go to segment 2. This is Wildcat Sports Network. Hey guys, welcome back for segment 2 of Wildcat Sports Network. So, today is March the 16th. It is a Monday. St. Patrick's Day was Saturday. I think so, if I'm right. But, Ireland probably didn't have the best St. Patrick's Day because of the coronavirus. But, all I can say is that Italy, I hope that y'all can do better, but Italy's it's just bad out there in Italy. It really is. But we'll get into the new topic of segment 2. Kentucky basketball ending was probably the best in their history besides winning the championship. They ended coming back 18 points. But it's probably the most disappointing because after Duke dropping out of the tournament, we probably thought that we could win it. But things change, and they canceled March Madness. But our last game was probably one of the best. We did come back 18, and I was proud to watch that game. We did talk about that last Saturday. So, what if the NCAA declared a winner by vote? Who would it be? Probably Duke. That's probably what they would choose, is Duke. But, I mean, overall, the best team in college basketball at that time was probably Kansas, and the only fair way to give it to would be Kansas, for sure. But some considered Dayton. Some said like Gonzaga, which I don't know, Baylor, Kentucky. But it would just make by vote. And one thing that ain't fair is Duke has a chairman who's in the NCAA committee, so that's probably why Duke dropped out. The NCAA tournament was canceled. Probably more than likely. So now we're going to get into some Kentucky basketball recruiting 2020. Pretty sure we signed a good player. Not sure who it was. But I'll just say this. We got a really good class next year. We're number 1. Duke's 2. We're tied, I think. Well, we're number 1, Duke's 2. And I hope that we play good next year, but like Louisville, this will probably be one of their worst years due to Louisville ain't getting any good recruits. I think we got a grad transfer from Harvard, I think. Pretty sure. But what if we played in the 16-team tournament? Do you think that we would have won? You can tweet me on Wildcat Sports Network Twitter. But I don't know about the 16-team tournament because we're playing top 16 teams anyways. So we will get into the standings of the SEC. We need to get into these. These are important. Kentucky finished 15-3. Auburn 12-6. LSU's 12-6. Mississippi State 11-7. Florida 11-7. South Carolina 10-8. Texas A&M 10-8. Tennessee 9-9. Alabama 8-10. Arkansas 7-11. Missouri 7-11. Ole Miss 6-12. Georgia 5-13. Vanderbilt won 3 games this year in the SEC, and first time in a long time. And when they beat them, they beat the undefeated LSU, which dropped the 3 seed. But if we did have a tournament, or if we did have the NCAA tournament, Grant Stanky, or whatever his name is, the SEC guy, he said that Kentucky will get the automatic bid from the SEC. Well, I mean, you don't know without a tournament, but I would have thought Kentucky would have won it. Now, somebody who commentated one of the games, he said LSU would win. I don't know what he's thinking. We beat LSU. We were up by like 15, I think. Which don't make sense. But let's get back to Kentucky basketball recruiting. We did get B.J. Boston. We did get Terrence Clark. We also got Isaiah Jackson, who's really good. We got more players. I can't name them all because we got so many good players coming in. 2021, we might get Zion Harmon, who is I know him. I've seen him before. He's played for Adair County, Marshall County. Not sure who else, but let's get into this headline. A Yankees player has been tested positive for the coronavirus. Once again, it don't matter if you're famous or not. I haven't got the coronavirus yet. Tom Hanks has. I mean, anything could happen. Do we consider this year's sports the worst ever? I do. I think that players play for the March Madness tournament. So do seniors. Seniors play for the College World Series. They play to get a draft prospect. And what are they going to do? I mean, they canceled it. So players like Dante DiVincenzo, let's see, Jalen Brunson, you could even say, Ryan Arcidiacono, all them players, all from Villanova. Without the March Madness, they wouldn't have been an NBA player. If Reed Travis didn't go to Kentucky and play in the Elite Eight, he might have not been able to get be a professional athlete. And Derek Willis too, Dominique Hawkins, all these guys, Alex Poitras, they all played by the March Madness. Players like Maxey, Richards, they all play every game as it's their last. But, yeah. So now we're going to get into the Kentucky NBA draft prospects and predictions. My predictions are that Maxey and Richards and Higgins go to the NBA. And my prediction is that Maxey gets 7th, Richards gets 35th, and Higgins gets 29th. Now, there is a chance Quickly goes